So the quote is this, it says, forget rich versus poor, white collar versus blue collar. It's now unleveraged versus leveraged. And you know the one skill that people with the most leverage have been able to learn? It's to be able to do deep work. Even Warren Buffett himself said the key to his success was being able to learn the skill of focus. And right now with so many distractions, these billion-dollar social media companies, they all want your attention. They wanted my attention. I used to spend 3 hours a day looking at a piece of glass and made on my phone. I was distracted, constantly scrolling on social media, watching YouTube. My life was going nowhere. It wasn't until I was able to learn the skill of focus, remove all the distractions from my life and sit down and work, was able to make so much progress. I finished my university degree. I got 37,000 followers on TikTok. And it was because I was able to stop procrastinating, stop avoiding the work and sit down and do the work every single day. Imagine what your life would look like if you just sat down and stopped avoiding the work and you did work every single day for the rest of the year. Every single day you pushed yourself to do it. Your life would be completely different in a year from now. And it starts with learning the one skill that you need to become successful, and that's being able to do deep work. Because right now it's a skill with the least supply, but the highest demand, which makes it extremely valuable. Low supply and high demand. Everyone's attention span is ruined, so there's not many people that can do it. So if you want my help to learn the most valuable skill in today's day and age, to be able to sit down and focus and do deep work, scroll down to the description and click the first link right now. Now we're going to go over step by step exactly how to make 3 hours of deep work a daily habit. And the first is going to be defining your goals. If you don't know why you're doing deep work, you won't be doing it and you won't stick to it. So we're going to define exactly what we're going to be working on, and then what's the plan, how we're going to get there and actually achieve our goal that we want to get. So clarify, what does deep work mean to you? For me, it was focused, uninterrupted work that leads to high value outcomes. So creating this video, that's something that I like to do during deep work. It's going to create leverage, an asset that I can post onto the internet and it'll be there forever. And then identify why deep work is crucial for your productivity and personal growth. You want to probably earn more money, or you want to improve your health or your relationships. There's 3 core desires that we all have. But what is the actual outcome that you want? Do you want to be making a certain amount of money? Okay, if you do, then what are the actions you need to do to get there? Why need to do this, this and that? Well, how are you going to get it done? Well, maybe I should sit down and do some focused work. Well, probably. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to figure out, I want to do deep work so I can reach this outcome, which is one of my core desires right now. So you got to define exactly what you want, why you want it, and how you're actually going to go about actually doing the things you need to do to be productive and achieve your goal. Then once you've figured out and determined your goals, you're going to create an environment that makes doing the work conducive and easy. So designate a dedicated workspace that minimizes your distractions. If you can see distraction, it will distract you. If you can see a phone, you're going to look at it. If you can hear it, you're going to look at it and you're going to get distracted by it. And when you get distracted by it, you're going to stop doing the work you know you need to be doing. You're going to stop doing the work that's getting you closer towards your goals. And you're just killing a little bit inside of yourself, knowing that you could be working harder. So you want to also use tools like noise cancelling headphones or websites that block, some distraction so you can maintain your focus. Because the whole goal for us is to eliminate as many distractions as we can, so we can do the right actions that will get us closer towards a goal and solve our core desire. And so have your screen at eye level as well. This is just one little tweak you can make to improve your focus when you're doing deep work. If you're looking down all the time, that's signaling to your body that you're tired. So if you lift your eyes up and the screen is eye level, that's just going to signal to your body that you're alert. So just one small change can actually lead to improvements in your ability to do deep work. It's just a 1% improvement, but they all add up. Once you've created a conducive deep work environment, you want to establish a deep work routine. This establishes to your brain that it's time to focus, time to sit down and do deep work. Your neurons are fired together, wired together. So if you start doing something over and over again, it starts to become easy for yourself to do those actions. It becomes effortless. If you think about walking, it's effortless. Why? Because you've done it so many times. It's a habit, it's a routine, it's a ritual. And so for me, what I started doing to develop my deep work routine is I listen to binaural beats for 5 minutes as a warm-up to get into that flow state. What it does is it increases your focus chemicals in your brain and it increases the motivation chemicals in your brain. Listen to this: binaural beats, 40 hertz, which is like a humming noise. And then I'll do a quick bout of high intensity exercise, which will get my blood flow going. So I'm not a stagnant lake, I'm a river rushing with water. So a high intensity workout for me, what that would mean is 2.5 minutes, set a timer, and then I'll do 30 seconds of exercise, 5 different exercises. So 30 seconds of squats, 30 seconds of jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, running on the spot. I'll do that for 2.5 minutes, get my blood flowing, and then I'll be ready to get into deep work. That's my pre-work ritual. And then I'll get into deep work where I'll just tell myself, I've got this goal and I've got these tasks that I've got to get done. I'm going to do them for 90 minutes. That's my deep work routine. Then once I've done it for 90 minutes, I have a little bit of a break, and then I'll go again and I'll do another 90 minutes. So if you consistently do that routine over and over again, for me, I created the checklist. I've got to listen to my binaural beats, do my high intensity workout, set a timer, do the task. Do that every single day, and it became a habit and became effortless. Then you've got to know some productivity techniques. So things like time blocking, where you set out a specific amount of time that you're going to get this done by. That's just like when you're at university or high school and they said, you've got this assignment, you've got to get it done by this time. They're blocking out time for you to get the work done, and you always would get it done by the deadline. Then you've also got to complete the priority task. So that's a productivity technique of the 80-20 rule. This is where you focus on the 20% of the actions that create 80% of the results. So if you think about losing weight, there are so many things you could do to lose weight. Like you could do research, you could lift weights, you could change your diet, you could go running, you could go swimming. There's so many different things you could do to lose weight. But what's the 80-20 rule of losing weight? It's eating less food. If you just ate less food, you would lose weight. You could do so many other things, but you focus on the 20% of actions that create 80% of the results, you'll get there quicker. And then you want to set deadlines for your work. Same things I mentioned, where we do time blocking deadlines. Actually make sure you get the things done, and then systemize your work. This is where you create a checklist, a step-by-step set of instructions of exactly what you need to do to get the work done. So for my YouTube videos, I used to struggle with creating YouTube videos. And what I realized, what if I just broke it down into a step-by-step way to actually create a video? And that's what I did. And I would create a checklist, turn on the camera, turn on the lights, turn on the audio, script the video, film the video, edit the video, post the video. I created a step-by-step exactly what I needed to do to get the video done. And I systemized it, and you create a checklist like a pilot has a checklist when they go and before they go on a flight, so they don't forget anything and they get everything done. So that's some productivity techniques you can actually use to make sure deep work becomes effortless and you get more done during your deep work session. Then you have halftime breaks. This is where you treat yourself like an athlete does, and athletes have halftime breaks to recharge the batteries. If you think about a soccer player, the game goes for 90 minutes, but they don't exercise for 90 minutes straight. They would be completely burnt out. What they do instead is they do 45 minutes of intense exercise, and they have a halftime break where they relax, change their strategies, have something to drink, and then they go back on the pitch and they work hard for another 45 minutes. Same thing for us. We're mental athletes. We've got to treat ourselves like athletes. So we work for a big bout of time where we do deep work, have a break where you rehydrate yourself, go for a walk, but don't look at your phone. What you want to be doing is relaxing and recharging. So you do that for 5, 10, 15 minutes, then you go back and you do another big bout of deep focus work. That can be included in your deep work ritual and your routine as well. And this is a super important part of actually deep work, is practicing when it doesn't matter. So oftentimes when you get into deep work, you will start to notice that your brain starts to wander to these different things, thinking about what happened yesterday, what happened this morning, this task you got to do, what you're going to be doing tomorrow. All these thoughts will come to your brain. And oftentimes you can get distracted by these thoughts, but it's not about changing what you're doing or doing that other task you've thought of. It's about refocusing yourself on the task at hand rather than getting distracted constantly by your thoughts. So if we start doing meditations, what meditations actually do is that trains your refocusing skill. So when you think about it, when you're doing meditating, you think about your breath, your mind will start wandering to different places, but it's about training your ability to actually refocus on your breath. So you're training your refocusing skill. So when it comes time to actually do focus deep work, you've got that skill in your toolbox to refocus. And it's not about breaking your focus, but about training your ability to refocus. So if we do meditating every single day, we're practicing when it doesn't matter. So when it comes time to matter, and it's you during your deep work session and you need to focus, you've got the skill at hand. Then the last thing you need to be doing in your step-by-step guide to improve your ability to do deep work is to have healthy habits, getting 8 hours sleep in a cool, dark environment, which will lead to the greatest improvements in your sleep. I bought one of those sleep trackers. My first night of sleep was, I think I got a score like 95 or something, just because I had a consistent sleep schedule where I was sleeping in a cool, dark room every single night, which allowed me to get 8 hours sleep pretty well. So getting 8 hours of sleep is going to be the most bang for your buck for improving your ability to do deep work. Because if you think about it, if you sleep for 4 hours tomorrow night and you try and do deep work, you're going to be frazzled. You can't think straight. That's how important sleep is. If you don't sleep for a day, you'll be screwed. But if you don't eat healthy for a day, you can still probably do deep work. If you don't exercise for a day, you can probably still do deep work. So sleep's one of the most important healthy habits you can have. And then also fasting before work. The reason you want to fast before you're going into deep work is because when you fast, you're actually increasing your brain's alertness levels. Because back in the caveman days, if you didn't have food and you hadn't eaten for a while, you'd be extremely alert. You'd be hearing a noise and you're thinking, is that the next meal? You would see something rush in the bushes. Is that the next meal? You'd be extremely hyper alert of where your next food is going to come from. That happens only when you're hungry. When you're really full, say when a lion's fed, they're not thinking about the next meal. They're enjoying the current meal. They're relaxed, sleepy. And so when you're in that starving mode and you're the starving lion, you're going to try and do anything you can to find your next meal. Same thing when we're doing deep work. If we're in that starving mode and we haven't eaten, we're going to be super alert. Whereas if we're really full, we're just eating a big meal, you're going to be lethargic, slow. I can't be bothered doing deep work today. I just want to relax. So try and fast before you do deep work. And exercise every single day, which will improve your blood flow to your brain, especially when you're sitting down for a while. You can become stagnant, like a stagnant pond. You want to be a stagnant pond where nothing can live in it. You want to be that river that's flowing with lots of energy. So doing exercise will help with increasing blood flow throughout your whole body. So your action plan for this step-by-step guide is have a clear deep work goal and a reason for why you're doing deep work. What do you want to get done? Why do you want to get it done? Set up a distraction-free workspace. Remove your phone from your environment. Think about what are the things that distract you that are in your environment. Get rid of them. What are the things you need to actually be doing to get towards your goal? Make sure you've got those tools at hand. Have a pre-work deep work ritual. So for me, that's the binaural beats and the 2.5 minutes of exercise, and then setting a timer for myself when to get started and how long I'm going to be working for. Then experiment with some productivity techniques. So things like the 80-20 rule, setting deadlines, time blocking, and creating systems or checklists of things that you actually need to get done within your completing a bigger project. Then have half-time breaks between sessions. Treat yourself like an athlete. An athlete has a break between their big game, right? They do first half, then they break, then the second half. Same thing for you. You're a mental athlete. Do a long bout of deep work, then have a break, then do another deep bout of deep work. Then practice meditating daily. When you're doing that deep work, you're probably going to have all these random thoughts come up, but it's not about listening to those thoughts. We're trying to eliminate those thoughts, about refocusing yourself on the task at hand. And so meditating improves our ability to refocus. Get enough sleep, fast before working, and do some exercise. Make sure you're in good health, because when you're in good health, it makes doing deep work a lot easier. Now, if you want help to make deep work a daily habit, 3 hours every single day, you can scroll down to the description and click the first link and get my help. One-on-one, I'll help you. Because right now, the ability to do deep work is in low supply because everyone's attention span is completely ruined by social media. No one can focus and sit down and do work. So it's in low supply, but it's high demand. And when that happens, it makes it extremely valuable because not many people can do it and a lot of people want it. And if you want my help to learn the most valuable skill in today's day and age, to do deep work and make it a daily habit, click the link in the description right now.